Well, hello. There's a little echo, but that's just on our end. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll just do this because we don't need to hear ourselves. So, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Pop Live. Happy Tuesday to you, one and all. Hello, Brian. Thank you for jumping on and getting here very early. I don't know for sure if we're going to have a good episode or not because I know Jamie hasn't eaten yet, but she did have her coffee. So, fingers crossed. Lisa's
Hi,
here.
Lisa.
Hello, beautiful Lisa. Jamie, you're falling off the edge of the screen there, so I'm going to move over so you can jump in here. There we go. As much as you want to do the Two-Face thing and have half your head.
Two-Face?
Sure. You know, the Batman?
Batman?
You only just see one half.
Oh
his
my
head.
god, look at my sunburn.
So that's because we're back to the soccer field again.
Oh, I am hungry.
Oh no! Well, let's see. So today's episode, we figured would be really helpful. Brian says you definitely sound hungry. We figured this would be really helpful for not only our nonprofit friends, but even just if you do stuff personally, you want to, who knows, like everybody is really getting down to shooting their own footage, whether it's to archive things or shoot things for your work or your organization. You don't have to necessarily hire professionals like us. You can shoot it on your phones now, and the cameras are super good. But we've had this experience in the past, but recently it kind of popped up again. So
This always happens.
yeah,
It's
so
been forever.
this is kind of top of mind. So we're like, hey, a lot of people, shoot their own footage, and then they go, oh yeah, I got tons of footage from the event or whatnot, and then you can use that for a video to edit and stuff, and then we'll get it like, ooh, this is not usable. But there are some real basic, tips that you can learn today that you can use, and it'll really help you not only for your own, archival footage, but for if you do want to edit it later into something, this will be really helpful. So the cool part about it is like this is all Jamie because she's the editor. She sees what's coming in and stuff, and so I just get to sit back and ask questions and let her talk because I don't know what to tell.
I didn't think of that. Ow!
Do it for Lisa. She gave you a sunflower and heart emoji.
Now my hands are sweaty. Why
It's been a
didn't you
long
tell me
time.
that before?
Ugh. Why would you think that
Oh
it's
my
appropriate
God.
to wipe it on my exposed skin,
I
whereas
always
I have
do
tons of
that.
close that you can just wipe it on? But
I want
now
you
my
to
leg is
feel
gross.
my pain.
I can feel your pain through hearing your voice.
I did.
Well,
Hurry.
okay, so we're talking about. Let's just start with people shooting on their own phones, because people think, oh, I don't have a fancy camera. You don't need one. So let's just talk from reference of shooting things on your own phone. Okay, so when people are shooting footage of, let's say, an event, so what are some of the usual mistakes that people make when they shoot event footage?
Always shoot sideways. Not that.
this.
Yeah. Always horizontal. Unless you're doing it for
Social media.
social media to stream it on Instagram Live or something. But
So why is that? Because I'm seeing way more people shooting like this now, and I think it's because people are doing lots of Instagram, lots of TikTok, so it's super normal for them to
Yeah.
shoot like this. But in this case, why are you suggesting to shoot this way?
I think because if you're shooting it for future use, if there's any possibility 10 years from now you're going to want to have this event as part of a video recap of your last decade of work, and you hire an editor, the editor is going to get that vertical video and either try to crop in so that it's horizontal, because your TV is horizontal.
Yeah.
and you're anything a professional is gonna edit for you to be used in a general purpose is gonna be horizontal.
And if you don't do that, what happens is you have like black bars on each side.
Yeah.
And
Or they'll do like the blurry image thing on the side, which is like, it's okay, but it's just not as good.
Yeah. And the quality, like if when you crop in, and that basically you're zooming in, which will make it, the quality won't be as good.
The quality is worse and you're going to lose parts of the image. So you're not guaranteed that when you crop in that much, you're still going to see like, what if there was something at the top of the frame and towards the bottom that you wanted in there? You're going to be giving up stuff and it's going to look funny.
So this is just something like I see, like, because we get a ton of self-shot videos, like especially when like sponsors are asked, like, hey, can you send in a message that we can show on our virtual event, and the sponsor will just prop a phone up like this and stand in front and go, we here at Company X would like to thank all the people, and it's like, oh, all you, like, there is no social media purpose for it. So if you had just done this, it would be a nicer shot too and everything. Yeah. So these are just things that people don't think about, especially now more than ever, because you're so used to shooting everything like this. It's much more comfortable shooting like this. So, okay. So shooting horizontally for, if you think there's ever a chance in the future that you're going to be using it for anything other than something like TikTok or Instagram. If you're shooting only for Instagram or TikTok, that's fine. Go ahead. What else do people make common mistakes with shooting their own footage?
I think the thing I see people do the most is they think, I'm documenting this event. So they take their phone and, well, they usually have it like that, but like, and they just go around like that to like show everything. But a moving shot is the hardest thing to do well. So the most important thing you can do is stay still and not move as much as possible. But I know like there's still going to be a little bit of a jitter when you're just standing there just from breathing and your arm. But that, if it's a still shot, professional software can get rid of that jitter. Mm-hmm. But if you're moving like this, there's nothing that we can do to help you.
Yeah. Do you have your phone?
I put it outside because it gets the echo.
But here, so we set up where we can connect our phone to here so that we can show you an example of what we're talking about. So here. So Jamie is on her phone right now, and this is an example of...
Oh, look, there's my towel. That's my drying rack because we didn't put up the towel racks in the bathroom yet.
So
you see all Noah's laundry?
Oh my gosh.
We didn't think this through.
No. So just so you know, we haven't moved into the studio yet. So this place looks like a mess. So let's go ahead and use this as a sample. So let's pretend that we want to document this in the future. We can show our before and after video of this is what our studio looked like before and this is what it'll look like after and stuff, right? So Jamie, give an example of what people, how they usually shoot it, which is unusable.
Go like that. Like they walk around and they're like...
So they're walking around and they can't hear you too well, so I'll explain what you're saying. So she's saying that they normally just walk around and move it. So see how it's in general, like, if I'm on a phone call or video call with somebody, this is fine. But for, video editing purposes, there's no way that I can concentrate on a shot or understand what's going on. And I can't cleanly cut from one part to the next, right? So instead, this is how you should shoot it if you are taking Jamie's advice. So she's holding on to a shot and it's just showing my head chopped off because this is...
Oh, because I'm cropped.
Yeah.
I just go to the full.
Oh, okay. I'm going to go to the full so that you can see.
Yeah.
Okay. So see how she's just holding on a shot. And you'll notice, see, as she breathes, it's a little jittery and there's going to be shakes. This is what we're talking about. Like, we can use... editors have software to stabilize this, but if it's moving, they can't stabilize the shot. If it's like maybe a slow movement where like I'm moving, yeah, it can stabilize it. But if the camera's moving, it can't do that. So let's say, okay, we established the shot. How long should they hold this for?
I would count to 10.
So Jamie said she would count to 10 before moving on to the next thing that you're seeing. So
Sorry. 10 is going to be like feel like forever, but people never actually hold it for 10
Yeah.
seconds. And it also will give you enough time so that if you want it to be a background shot for text, if you just hold it for like 5 seconds, that's not going to be long enough. But a slow count to 10 will make sure you have enough footage for any purpose that you want to use it for later.
So when I shoot, I rarely make it to 10. So I'm guilty of it as well. But if I'm doing a good job, I will count 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Because if I don't say 1,000, this is how I count my 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, done. And that's actually more like 4 seconds. And Jamie's like, oh, I can't use a shot. As far as if you do want to have movement, how should they shoot that, Jamie?
Very slowly.
Okay, so here's an example of if we're going to show me and we want to show all the way to your towel. So it's like, here we want to show that we had a room full of equipment and laundry. Oh, no?
I wouldn't recommend doing that just because, oh, are you guys getting an echo? Sorry. It's too hard because a super slow shot like that, there's not a lot of usage for it because it takes so long, and to still have it steady enough to be not Blair Witch effect is still hard. So if you're shooting it on your own, I would focus on still shots.
So then the idea is if there's multiple things to show, do that 10 second shot of me on the computer and then move it over to the towel, 10-second there. So because you're not a professional videographer, movement is going to be rare that your movement is good in relation to how to edit. Even I'm not. I mean, I'm technically professional, but I'm not even good at it. So.
You use a gimbal.
Yeah, I mean, we have equipment and stuff to make it work better. But yeah, if you're shooting it on your own and you're not professional, concentrate more on capturing moments because of the idea, right, is that you're cutting away from scene to scene.
One thing to the next thing.
Yeah.
And so the way that I don't know how to talk through this. Okay. So I think one thing that people do when they set a shot is it might look like something super, super general and wide. Like, oh, I can't even do it. Here, I'll do it with you.
Okay, so this is her setting her general and wide shot. Like, this is to document that Nolan does his, videos in a really messy room.
But I think the problem with doing that is like it just looks like wide and you're not telling the viewer what to look at.
Yeah.
So I get into that too, like when I'm running around and just trying to capture a lot of stuff. So when I set a shot and I feel like I'm like a little bit out of control, then I try to ask myself, what am I trying to show? And what is this shot of? So Nolan's pee pad. So this would be a better. Oh wait, here you cut.
Yep.
Better way to frame it.
So this is a better way to frame it. So there we go.
So this is Nolan at his desk.
Talk. This is me at my desk.
And then you want to get cutaways.
And then so when Jamie says you want to get cutaways, so imagine that you're watching the edited video, we would see this. And so we know, okay, we're at Nolan's studio. Then we would cut and then jump to this shot of me talking. So it's like, oh, I'm now seeing more detail of, what's going on. So the first thing you saw was an establishing shot to establish, here's the setting, here's what's going on. And now these are cutaways, which are like close-ups of, things that you can pay more attention to. Like, doot, 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 doot. Oh, look, he works and uses computers. This is a great shot to show. Oh no, we're crossing streams.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
I'm going to hide this under our clothes to muffle the sound.
Oh.
Okay. So, hope that made sense.
I'll take it outside.
Any questions, comments, or concerns as we go through this other than Brian accusing me of having a pee pad? Little do you know, Brian, our bathroom is right there. So, and it's not used, obviously. So that's also good.
Nato never uses the pee pad.
Yeah.
It's just there for show.
It's there for our peace of mind, knowing that we provided the opportunity and that we're not bad parents. Okay, so what else do you notice are problems or mistakes that people make?
I think the cutaway thing is real important because I think it's not something that people normally or just naturally think of, but it helps a lot for editing for, like, if you're going to give it to an editor later. So the establishing and then at least 3 things to cut to within that establishing shot.
Yeah, because I think what our instinct is we take that wide one and we just do this.
Yeah.
And we go, okay,
Got it.
And it's like, oh, there's just so much more. Like, through this shot, I can't see really what's going on. I need just some details, like help guide the viewer with what else is there to see. Because we as humans, we can kind of, even if though we're far away, we can focus in on something. And so I may see the computer set up as a whole from far away, and then I can just kind of zoning like, oh, that's an interesting camera over there. Oh, that's an interesting computer. Oh, look at that mouse. But for video, like, you don't have necessarily that ability, right? Lisa says she has to go get. Oh, Lisa, I thought you were gonna say because we're talking about pee pads, I have to go pee now. Anyways,
Thank you for watching, Lisa.
Yeah,
So nice.
great to see you, and thank you for the kind words. Okay, what else do you see as issues with people who shoot their own footage that you get when they say, "Hey, I got B-roll for you to use"?
I think that's the main thing is it's just a lot. Usually, it's just a ton of long walking through and moving the camera too fast.
Yeah. So I'll say that for my personal experience, like I'm was and still to a certain extent I'm like that too, because I think it's human instinct to just be like, oh, there's so much, I'm just gonna do this, and I feel like when I'm doing that, it's much slower in my mind as I'm doing, like, oh, look, I'm showing everything. But when we get the footage, it looks more like this, like,
Yeah.
and as editors, you don't like this movement to get to here. You think because I've hit record, 4 seconds ago as I start to move around, and then I go here, and then I'm thinking, okay, I'm showing 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. So because in my mind, I had started recording back when I was doing this, I think I've been shooting for good 10 seconds. There's a lot of footage. But as an editor, when you see it, that first 4 seconds of moving around is unusable. So her job starts more of when it goes, now she can start. And by then you go, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
And it's like she has like 1 second to use,
that
right?
happens too.
Because I do
Like
that.
people will stop recording right when it gets to a good spot because they think, oh, I got it, but it's not a picture, it's a video, so you have to have it for like 3 seconds at least.
And then they'll stop the recording before, I don't know, there's something about it where it's like, oh, if we had just waited like 1 more second, it could have had a nice cut, like natural cut, because somebody just was on their way to like maybe walking off the screen. But they cut it so it looks like, oh, it's obvious that we cut it away early. Like, you could have just waited a second and then the thing leaves, and now that's a clean cut.
Yeah.
But these are, this is a little more advanced, not necessary
Yeah.
for you to think about. But yeah, the main things are holding the shot still, holding it longer, and those cutaways, the close-ups after you get the establishing shot.
And the horizontal.
And horizontal. That's it. So,
And faces.
so explain that.
So I think one thing that people do is shoot people's backs a lot because it's scary to get in front of people and like I feel
She's like that too.
shy.
Yeah.
I get real scared to get in front of people.
I don't care. I just joke.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you
hey,
do.
look at me, smile.
When I had to do it, I could force myself. But now that you do it, I'm happy that you do it. But it's very uncomfortable to get in the front of people. But shots of people's backs are not that great, especially for nonprofit, because you want to show emotion and connection. So you got to get in the front. Period.
Yeah, that's a great point. I forgot about that because I think a lot of people think, oh, I captured what's going on. But if you don't see faces, you don't really capture especially if it's a happy occasion. If you
Yeah.
don't see smiling faces, it just looks like what's happening. Oh, there's people gathered at this
Yeah.
event. So,
And if your cutaways can be of smiling people focused on the person and not just a group, but like find some people within the group to focus on and then get your shot mostly of their face.
yeah. So like if it happens to be that they're talking and you just happen to be filming them talking, it'd be great for you to capture the conversation where they're smiling, talking like
You like how I turned away from you when you were talking to me? That's very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to make eye contact with you.
We've been married for 3 years, and this is the first time she made
3
eye
years?
contact with me. I don't know. I'm just
How
making
long
that up.
have we been married? I don't know.
Long nights.
Do we talk about framing, or is that too much?
Well, this is still a fairly short episode, so if you feel like, hey, this is enough for me, I'm good, feel free to stop the video or jump off. But if you want a few extra bonus tips, how to really step your self-shot game up, Jamie's going to tell you about framing, because I don't even
Okay.
think they know what framing
I gotta
means.
get the camera again.
So framing means like how the subjects in the frame of your shot look. So an example of bad framing is this. Good framing is this. You know what I mean? It's
So
okay.
I'm gonna talk about framing people, because that's where it makes the most. No,
Okay, sorry.
just the camera. I can't do it in that little box.
Okay. So this is how she's going to be framing a person.
So I think most people do this with the person's head in the middle. Am I talking loud enough?
Let's do that. Okay, go ahead.
My phone won't mute with this app on. I don't know why. So most people will put the person's head in the center like that. Not even there like that. But with framing, they call it the rule of thirds. So you want them in the upper. Oh, this is hard to explain. This would be easier with a diagram. So if you imagine that the frame is broken into 3 parts.
So 1,
Yeah, you do it.
2, oh wait, 1, 2, 3.
So, this is such a waste of time. I'm sorry, but see how this looks better. So he's on the left
There.
or the right third, the left third, or put your hands down, or on that side, or in the middle third, and then his eyes are kind of in the intersection of the thirds. This is not making any sense. I'm so sorry.
Well, just show it again from bad example to good example.
So this would be a bad example. Like if I'm trying to send in this video and he's talking, this is bad. And then this this is better. So you don't have to get that close, but just kind of be aware of how much distance there is above the head, and either keep them in the center or like either side. This is hard.
How come you can't see it on your phone instead of looking at the...
Because it has the box in the middle,
Oh.
and I'm just getting like double vision. Okay,
All right. Thank you very much.
turn it off.
Oh, sorry. There we go. All right. Round of applause for Jamie and her framing bonus
That was
content.
so terrible. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Give me an excuse to be on camera more. All right. Anything else about this stuff? I guess the point of this is there are real easy things to keep in mind as you're shooting, your own footage, whether it's to archive things for future or if you plan to use it, to give it to a professional editor and whatnot. And these, easy things to keep in mind can make a huge difference. So.
I think just having the footage is good for later, and cameras really are, phone cameras really are totally good to use now. So if you just like get a few shots at any event you do, and then just so that down the line you have it.
Oh, that's another question a lot of people ask us, like, oh, what are the settings? Because when you can choose your settings in your phone, the language is like Arabic to them. It's like, what is HD and what is 1080p and all this stuff like that. So if you have a choice, go with the highest quality, like HD is always best. And then I would say if you have a choice, I think the order in which is best is 4K is best.
Do
1080.
phones shoot 4K?
Some do.
Wow.
Most phones don't though. So the next best is 1080p, and then the next best after that is 720, and then the next after that it's like it's not going to be that great quality, but at least you have
720 is the minimum.
Yeah.
Definitely go for 1080.
Mm-hmm.
4K would be good, but that might take up a lot of space on your phone. But you should be dumping your stuff off your camera anyway, off your phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, video footage will take up a gangload of memory on your phone. And I think that's why people set their video recording settings to low definition, because the phone will say like, oh, if you don't want to take up too much space in your memory, go at a lower quality. And they go, oh, okay, that sounds fine. And then when they watch the playback of a low quality shot on their phone, because of the cameras, the screen is so small, it looks fine. Like, oh, it looks fine. But it's when you throw it up onto a computer screen or a TV monitor, it's like, oh, why is it so grainy? That's why. So
just imagine you might eventually be wanting to show this on a projector in a ballroom.
Yeah.
So shoot it big.
Yeah.
And
go big or go home.
Dump it off your phone.
All right. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, well, is there anything else? If anything else pops up in your head, feel free to interrupt me. But that's it for today's episode. If you have any questions or need more clarification, just write it in the comment section, or you can shoot us an email at info@popcm.me. I'm sure you have questions after our random let's just test this out, and I can't figure out how to see this. Mommy Guide Inc. said, oh no, coming in too late. Hi, Nolan and JV. Have to watch the replay.
I think that's Lala.
Oh, hi, Lala. If that is you. But yeah, feel free to just watch the replay, Mommy Guide Inc. And I think it was good. I don't know. Brian, what do you think? Was this helpful at all? No, don't answer that. Brian's too honest. But hopefully you guys got something out of this. And in the meantime, that's our email address. if you want to email us. And it is you, Lala. Thank you for jumping on. Glad we caught you before it was too late. And Brian said it was very helpful, actually.
Oh, thank goodness.
Phew.
Sorry I'm not better organized.
Yeah, we totally could have made this presentation of it so much better, more professional. But maybe it's good because it's relatable. Because we were so, people are like, if we had made it all like good to go and professional looking.
I didn't show everybody my towel rack
they'd
and
be
your
intimidated,
laundry.
but it's like, no, we really weren't.
And it's all clean laundry. It's not dirty laundry. I don't know if that helps at all.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I didn't have anything. Well, I did have my my takeout lunchbox trash on the desk, but you were moving around so fast that we couldn't tell. So see, there's a good example. Had I wanted you to see the takeout lunchbox, the way Jamie shot it, not good. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us. This is really fun having our friends come on here and comment. Brian, Lala, and Lisa. It really does make this much more enjoyable and fun. So thank you guys for spending time with us today.
Okay.
And so next week, I believe we'll be back same time, same place, 12:30 Hawaii Standard Time on Tuesday. And what we'll talk about, who knows? But that's how we roll. All right, we'll see you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Oh no. Is it working? Oh no.